Good morning, Intentionally Black. This is Ismail Oriental. As you guys know me on Facebook, Isabel Lambert. I am back here with another video. Excuse me. And I would like to apologize because yesterday I did try to make this live and discuss and share the information that I have with you, but due to internet connection problems, I wasn't able to share the video, and the multiple videos that I did try to take, I had to delete because they weren't clear, you couldn't really hear properly, and just a lot of different things was going on. So I'm back again with this video, and I would like to discuss with you guys today what's going on in Libya, how I feel about it, and just give you guys the broad view and then get a little more specific. And today I want to focus on the idea of cause and effect, and I'll explain what I mean by that a little bit more into it. But what I have here is what I wrote yesterday that I tried to share. So right here I have a little spoken word, and that spoken word is raw and uncut. Like, I didn't try to edit it, I didn't try to fix the English or anything or the grammar, and it's just my initial reaction, like all the things that I kept bottled up throughout the week on how I felt about the situation. And then on the back, what I have here is after watching videos, reading news sources, and just seeing what different people who actually have family in Libya or are from Libya had to say about the situation. And honestly, what's going on right now, it is truly heartbreaking. It is truly something that just gets to me the whole week. I've been trying to speak on this, but due to school, a lot of work, a lot of this, a lot of that, we don't have time to really focus on the things that we like to focus on and the things that we need to focus on. And I'll get a little bit into that after, and I'll talk about humanity and really where we're going at this point. So I'm gonna jump right ahead and just share this spoken word with you. Then I can speak a little bit more about the ideas. And please, as you see in the caption, what can we do? The theme of today's live is what can we do? How can we, as Intentionally Black, get together and do something? No, some of us may be in Libya, but most of us aren't in Libya. Most of us don't know people that are currently in Libya, but what can we do to help? What can we do to make a change? And it can be small. We can do a little change that will later on go on and have a greater effect. So don't think, oh, I'm not in Libya, so this doesn't connect to me. I'm not in Libya, so what can I actually do? I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to help. Like, no. You make a change or try to make a difference through the little things that you can do, and don't underestimate yourself. That's what I thought about for myself. I was like, okay, so I have this page, Intentionally Black. I have a mission, I have a goal, I have things that I'm trying to do with the page, and I have information I'm trying to share, and I'm trying to keep people woke while also staying woke myself, because you're never too woke, But then I said to myself, something's going on in Libya. This has been killing me. This has been making me emotional. Like, literally tears have been coming to my eyes. I've been crying. I was like, why have I not said anything yet? And then I was like, well, there's not much I can do. Even if I did share anything, it's like all you do is talk. But then again, I said to myself, all I do is talk, but how many people still don't know? So maybe when you do say something and you share that information, more people will get to know, more people will get to have the insight that you have. And that can, on a smaller scale, move up and get to those people that can actually make a change, those people in the government, those people in Libya that can form a difference. So I'm just going to share it. I say spoken word, but literally it's just writing off the dome, my feelings, how I feel about the situation. So I wrote, I never thought that in this 21st century I would be looking into slavery. You see, I felt slavery through the weight of the pain of my ancestors' whips against my people's back. You see, I know mass incarceration is the new disguise of slavery in this time, but I'll get back to that. But this, oh help me Lord, this sends me into cardiac arrest. This right here knocks the breath out of my lungs. You see, this This is beyond my imagination. Am I even living? This breaks me. This cripples my body, turning me into a vegetable. This makes my body scream. This makes me scream. I can't breathe. This Zimmermans my life away. Skittles of happiness can't taste the rainbow. No, this, I swear to God, this. I really do wish that Black Lives Matter to Black people. Help, oh help me, Lord. Give me the courage of Malcolm to speak the truth, and of Martin to remain righteous, as I Rosa Park myself to the front of this situation. No, I won't get up. I won't give up on this issue. Daily requirements that need to be fulfilled preoccupy my time, but this pain reminds me of my duty to my people. Walter bagged it, but I don't know everything else I should do. See Martin now, I know why I'm alive. This is my reason to die for. What do we do? Humanity. What do we do? So this piece, I wasn't really trying to be cute with this, and this was just like really how I felt. Like, I never really thought in this 21st century I would be speaking about slavery, and even if some people want to say, oh, this is not large scale, even on a smaller scale, slavery in general, I never thought that I would be speaking on this. And yes, I know that if we want to think about it, there's mental slavery, there's slavery through mass incarceration as disguise, but I'll get back to that. Those are all really important, and I'll have a separate discussion for that. But in the 21st century, slavery. I don't care if it's in Libya. Oh, slavery in Libya. No. It doesn't have to be in a first world country for you to care, for you to realize, oh, this is wrong. Oh, this should not be happening. So it's just really sad. Every time I think about it, I just don't know how to feel, and it really just gives me a headache. It's beyond, like, what do we do? How can we help each other? And why don't we care? Like, there's a lot of us that care. I care, but the majority of people that are just like, okay, slavery's been going on. There's still slavery. There's still this. There's still that. But why don't you care? Why doesn't Black Lives Matter to Black people? Why do we always feel like, oh, this is not in my backyard. Oh, this isn't happening to me. This isn't happening to someone that I directly know. This isn't personal, so that has nothing to do with me. Well, they better figure it out. Why? Why do we act like this? As a human race, anything happening to anybody should make us feel a type of way. Should make us feel like, what do we do? How do we help? How can we make a change? There's always, and even if you think about back in the day, there's always been this separation amongst people. Oh, I'm Yoruba, you're Igbo. Or even now, I'm Haitian, you're Jamaican. So your issues, your problems. And it's honestly heartbreaking. Like, we should move as one. We should live as one. We should care for each other. Slavery in the 21st century. Something is going on. Something is happening. We've seen the pictures. We've seen the video. We know that something is going on. Why don't we care? Why do we overlook it? Why do we say, oh, things happen. If you're living on this earth, things happen. No. Things happen, but how can we make a change? How can we stop things from happening? How can we do that? What can we do? How can we help in our own little way? If everyone does a little something, can you imagine how great of an effect that it would have? And what I want to talk about is basically what's going on. So I watched a CNN interview or like discussion or whatever with Diana Swan, who went in undercover and got some footage of the auctioning. And in the video, I kept hearing people, and even in different discussions and in papers, I kept hearing people say people are being sold for as little as $400, as little as $700, as little as $300. And I was saying to myself, wow. I didn't even see the price. Even if they were selling people for $100,000, $200,000, $500,000, $1 million, $1 billion, that still wouldn't be enough, because, and it wouldn't, selling a person in general, like, I can't even fathom why people were so worried about, like, the price. Do not lose the bigger picture. People are being sold into slavery. People in the 21st century are being sold into slavery, are going through terrible, disgusting, unthinkable things that can raise goosebumps onto our bodies. And yes, it is not happening to us, so we thank God, but if it's happening to anybody, just knowing of that is just so troubling. So it's like, oh, the man is only, for as little as $700. Like, forget the price. Why is somebody being sold? Why are we not doing anything? Why hasn't, we're investigating. What is there to investigate? Why can't we say, what? People being sold? What do we do? How do we change this? And it's just so disturbing that this is going on. And it's like such a slow process to unravel and to figure out. And it's like, why aren't we acting now? Why aren't we doing something now? When I say we, I'm not talking about just America. I'm not talking about just black people. I'm talking about the human race on this earth, all over. And basically, Diana, when she was speaking, she was saying that these men had such a bravery in what they were doing. They had such a bravery when they spoke. Even when she came in disguise, you know, she speaks Arabic, so she came and she was like, I could have sworn I heard a Sudanese accent, And although she did say some of them tried to hide their face, but she said the bravery in which they were doing an auction, and even when she came and she was an outsider, they were still trying to rapidly finish the auction. And it's like the pride in these disgusting things that we do to each other is heartbreaking. It's ridiculous. Yes, life is hard. Yes, we go through things. Yes, there are situations where we feel like, what do I do? How do I live a clean life? How do I make it in life when there's so many obstacles against me? There's so many ways that I can't succeed. When I've been given a disadvantage, when I have a double disadvantage, a triple disadvantage, a disadvantage, like so many things are against me. But it's like the things that this human race can do for money is unthinkable. The fact that you would auction off a fellow human being for money, I don't care how much money it is, for money. And people are saying like, well, honestly, I don't really blame them, you know, when you need money. And it's like, I understand that when you need money, when you're in a struggle, when you need this, when you need that. But it's like, what are you willing to do to get money? And what is what you have done going to do to others? How will it affect others? How will it affect the world on a larger scale? And this is where we really have to bring our morals in. We really have to say to ourselves, why is it that we are like this? Why is it that there are things going on in this world and we're just acting as if it is not occurring? Why is it that we're all going to share the picture of slavery in Libya, but we don't know what's going on? But we don't want to know what's going on. And my theory on that is because the less you know, the more ignorant you are, the less accountable you are. I don't know if y'all get me. I'm saying, for example, if my sister is married and she's being abused by her husband, or if my brother is married and he's being abused by his wife, if I know that, now, consciously, I have some type of accountability. How are you going to help, or how are you going to influence that person so that they can help themselves? What are you going to do? Now you feel like I have to be a part of this. I have to say something. But if I see the scars, and I see the marks, and I don't ask questions, and I don't try to figure out what's going on, and it's like, oh yeah, what? Her eyes purple? His eyes purple? Didn't even realize. So then it's like, you stay back away from that. So now it's like, I don't have to do anything because there's nothing going on. I don't have to help because there's nothing to help. I don't need a solution because there ain't a problem. And with that, I can say, yes, it is hard. It is hard to step up to the plate. It is hard to say, something's going on and I'm going to speak on it. Something's going on and I'm going to make a difference, because everything will affect you. If you're doing good, there's going to be backlashes for that. There's going to be consequences for doing good, for speaking the truth, for trying to help, for asking for a way. But then again, there's going to be consequences if you do what's wrong. So it's like, it's your choice to make, but I choose the former. I choose to speak out. I choose to acknowledge that something is going on. I choose to acknowledge that help is needed. And I choose to acknowledge the fact that, no, I'm not in the Libyan government. No, I'm not part of the imperial powers. No, I'm not this, I'm not that. I'm not rich. But I have a voice. You have a voice. This page has a voice. There's a reason why Intentionally Black is a discussion page. There's a reason why we communicate, or I communicate with you guys, through live, through pictures, through visuals. There's a reason why I use these things instead of just writing every day or typing "Free Libya," "Free the slaves," "Black Lives Matter." There's a reason why I have these videos, and I try to educate, and I try to share more videos, and I try to share visuals, and I try to make sure everybody, no matter what language you speak, no matter where you're from, no matter what your struggle is, what your struggle isn't, that we understand that things have to change. In so many places, in so many countries, there are problems, but I'm not taking away from any of that, but there's something going on here in Libya. In the 21st century, 2017, we have human beings being sold for money. And there's this discussion that, well, you know, they're trying to cross over the Mediterranean Sea, they're trying to get to Europe for a better life, for work, for blah, 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 but Europe doesn't want them coming in anymore, da, da, da. But it's like, every effect had a cause before it. And every cause will have an effect. So let's start with the effect. We have people being auctioned. We have people being sold. Why? Let's backtrack. So they're saying, oh, well, these people decided to cross over and leave Nigeria, Ghana, blah, blah, blahs, and they're being taken by smugglers. But then again, let's start from the end. So why are these smugglers doing this? Many reasons. Infinite amount of reasons. A, they find joy in the people's pain. B, they think it's funny. C, for money. D, by force. There's so many reasons, but then again, it's like, if it is for money, if it is by force, why is that the person was ever in a situation where they felt like they needed to do this to another person? What is wrong with these other countries? Or backtrack a little more, why are these people from West Africa primarily feeling the need to flee and try to cross over the sea to get to Europe? Why? Why are they trying to do that? Because if their country were economically stable, safe, a good government, why would they want to go? For jobs, why would they want to go? So then you start to realize, okay, so I can't relate on the slavery point of view. I can't relate to that. I don't know what that feels like. I haven't experienced that. Yes, my ancestors have. It's in my history. But personally, I don't relate to that. So then, backtrack here to a little before that. Have you ever been put in a situation where you had to do what you had to do? Backtrack a little more than that. What were the things surrounding the reasons why you did what you had to do? And if you go a little bit before that, we can even say, why is it that there's so much differences between countries, between regions? Why is there so much separation? Why is it that we have first world countries, third world countries, and in between? Why don't we just have countries? Why do we have middle class, high class, low class? Why don't we just have people? Why do we have black people, white people? Why don't we just have humans? And once you start asking yourself all these questions, it doesn't justify, no. A wrongdoing is a wrongdoing. It doesn't justify what is being done. It doesn't justify what has been done. But it starts to make you understand. Okay. So maybe if I can change, or even if I can't change completely, if I can influence the cause, the effect will probably be different. Or if I can tackle the effect, then the causes to come will be different. So I'm just going to continue with the notes that I wrote. So I already spoke that they want to get to Europe. And in the video, she is told, Diana, that there's an auction, 1 to 2 auctions every month. So there's probably more auctions to come, God forbid. So we understand that there's something that needs to be done. It says the people are forced to work. They're beaten while they're working, and many are sold. And these are the men in the video. The man is saying, some of us are beaten and forced to work. Others of us, although we are working, are still being beat. And when you watch the video and you see the emotions in which the people speak, some of them are just like, yo, you know what? We want to go home. You know what? We're over this. And it's just so sad and it's so terrible. And in most of the videos and most of the writing is like, oh, well, we've seen a video, but we don't believe that all the people that told us they were hurt, or all the people that told us they were sold, or they know people that were sold, were actually sold, because they're here to tell the story. And it's like, why are we questioning the people? If someone is saying they were sold, or they were there during the auctioning, and they happen to get away, and they're trying to share this information with us clearly because they want us to do something. They want something to be done for the others, or they just want to share the information. Why are we questioning? Are you sure? How did it happen? Tell me again, why are we doing that? Why aren't we going where that person said and figuring it out from there? Too many times in this society, and not only for this situation, but for other situations, we play this questioning game until it's either too late to do something or it's almost too late to do something. An example of that, someone, God forbid, is raped. Male, female, who knows? And they're saying, well, I just got raped, and they're just telling you. Why don't we act? What would happen? Okay, let's go figure this out. You got raped? How did it happen? Where did it happen? Are you sure? Are you sure? Okay. Repeat again. Repeat a third time. Let's write this down. Let's take pictures. Let's do this. Let's do that. Yes, sometimes you have to plan out before you act. But other times it's like there's a difference between figuring out the information so you can plan it out and act because you don't want to do things in haste. And there's another thing where you're doubting the person. You're basically saying, I don't feel like what you said is credible. I don't feel like what you said is real. To the point where either, like you saw in the video, people don't want to talk anymore. Is there a slave auctioning? Send us home. Take us home. We don't want to be here. And it's just like, we push people and pressure people and bother people so much until they close up. And then we go, well, if they're not talking, then nothing is going on. So that's that. And that goes back to what I was saying earlier. Now that you've pushed this person and bothered this person to the point where they don't even want to share the information, and they're saying, look, I'm done. I'm closing this box. I'm closing this door. I'm done. And then you can say, well, if he's not saying anything, although we know something happened, if she's not saying anything, although we know something happened, then nothing happened. If nothing happened, then nothing needs to be done. If nothing needs to be done, then I feel good. I'm not being held accountable by my conscience to do something because nothing's happening. I can get to go about my day. So that's just how I feel about that. So in the Paris France 24 interview, the lady says that migrants from all over West Africa, like I said, are trying to cross the Mediterranean Sea. And she says, though, nothing like this is surprising. Like, she's saying this is surprising to many of us because we haven't been staying up to date. But she's saying that there are so many things going on in Libya. Like I said previously, economic things, government things, religious things, and just so many other things, like in every other country. And she's saying through the crossing, or trying to cross the Mediterranean Sea by going through Libya, people are being stuck there and at the mercy of smugglers. And one of the worst things that I saw is she was like, women have reported that they're being raped. Okay, so women are reporting that they're being raped, but if women are being raped, then it's not too bad to assume that men are being raped, that children, like, you don't know what's happening because you're not there. But it's better to assume a bit more than to assume less. So if they're saying that people are being sold into slavery, we don't want to just say, oh, okay, so the 3 people, like the 3 that we saw in the video, or the 7 that were on the floor, are being sold into slavery, but the other thousands are fine. No, we want to assume as many people as possible are being sold into slavery. 2 people said they got raped. Maybe it's more. Women are raped. Maybe men. Children are this. Maybe this. Like, you want to assume as much as possible so you can get the bigger picture and you can solve for a greater issue. Also, she spoke about issues of poverty, issues of inequality, and that the people have no need to go back. They felt like, well, some of them were saying, well, we're going through this, we're hearing about this, we're seeing this, but might as well risk it here because back home there's nothing. And this goes back to what I was saying, the cause. Why are people having to even go through Libya to try to get to Europe to do all these things? Because something's wrong at home. Something is going on at home. And that is what we're speaking about. That is what we're acknowledging. And also, the worst part is, in these camps or whatever that they have to bring the people back home, that they're taking forever to do, in my opinion, the people are saying in the video, you can hear, there's no food, there's no water, there's no toilets, there's no shower. We have nothing. We want to go home. We are stuck here. We have to lay here. We have to sleep here. There's no space. Some of them can't even breathe, but like, it's hot. Some are sitting in the sun. It's just, it's ridiculous. And I just wish that someone with some type of power could make a change, could do something to help. The least we could do is try to get some type of food, some type of water to these camps. The least. So I'm going to look into that. But please, guys, as you watch this video, I'm begging you with all my heart, with all my being, please brainstorm. Let me know, comment under this video what we can do. Inbox me. Message the page. Inbox Elodie. What can we do? Yes, we may not be able to do everything, but even if you give an idea, and I can't personally do it by myself, maybe as Intentionally Black, we can get together. We can share. We can spread the word and do something. But this food and water idea just hit me, and I realized maybe we can try to work on that. It won't be easy, but a start is a start. It's better to do something than to do nothing. You know what I mean? So there was a lady that said some are even murdered. So if they can't sell you and they feel like you have, quote, no use because they're trying to sell you to work on farms, you're murdered. She said, we're forced to eat food with children's feces. She said, I was raped, but her face was blocked out. She didn't want to be seen. And it was just heartbreaking to watch the video, to see that, to just imagine the experiences of these people. Talk about Diana, watching people suffer. There's one thing to be suffering yourself, and there's another thing to be watching others suffer. And just heartbreaking. Heartbreaking. And supposedly Priest Masuzi, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, Priest Muzu, Roman Catholic Priest Muzu, probably knows what's going on. And I think he's Italian or French, one of them. And it's like, it's to the point where it's like, the things we do for money, I'm not saying he's a part of it. They're investigating. They're saying maybe he knows about the auctionings. But the thing is, like, I'm not going to put nothing past nobody. Just because he's a priest doesn't mean he's not a part of it. You don't know people's heart. And just because he's there or he receives phone calls from Libya doesn't mean that he is a part of it. But it's all up to us to just see and try to figure out, what can we do? How can we help? So that was the purpose of this live. What can we do for Libya, for our brothers, for our sisters, for this human race? How can we make a change? How can we help? How can we make it our business? How can we put this situation in our backyard? No, we're not looking for more problems. No, we're not looking for more issues. It's not like, oh, you have nothing to do, so you're looking. No, we're busy people. We all have lives. We all go through things, but help your neighbor. Just like in the 10 Commandments, it says, love your brothers and sisters. How can you love your brothers and sisters when you watch them suffer? When you act like you don't know what's going on? When you don't acknowledge what's going on? We should care. We should spread the word. We should educate. We should stay woke. And we should help in any way we can. So please message me, message this page, like, share, comment, and definitely spread this to as many people as you can so we can figure out what we can do. And I will be posting various lives where I'll explain in depth, because today I tried to give you guys an overview of what I was trying to do, how I felt and everything, but I will go in depth in what's going on, and I'll share very credible sources to this page so you guys can follow as well and stay up to date with what's going on. Thank you, and please, 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 as you go throughout your day today, think about, what can we do?